inheritance in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set a standard, a measure, 3 measures that we must look at, and within those measures, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala distribute the wealth. What are these measures? Regardless of gender, regardless of male or female, He set 3 parameters. What are they? The first parameter is that the inheritance that Allah has divided is based on, number 1, the closeness in relationship of the heir to the person who has passed away and left the inheritance behind. How close are you to that person? So for example, the children, the son and the daughter are the closest. The wife, the husband, the father and the mother, those are the closest people. Based on that, the closer the relationship or kinship to the deceased, the greater the share of inheritance. The second measure, the generational position of the person receiving the inheritance to the deceased person, leaving the inheritance behind, meaning the descendants, the generation of the descendants. In Islam, the immediate first generation to the deceased are prioritized and generally receive more than the family members who are part of the generation before the deceased or the second generation onwards. So for example, the daughter inherits more than her mother and her father. The son inherits more than his father and his mother. Why? Because their generation to the father or mother who passed away is the closest. Therefore, they're going to face life and they're going to need that wealth more than the generation who's already, gotten married and passed. This is how it's taken. Number 3, the third measure is the financial. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in distributing this wealth, He took into account the financial obligations of the person receiving the inheritance which Islam placed on them. And what is this? The ones who have more financial responsibility for others will generally receive more of the inheritance than the ones who have less money obligations towards others, or those who have no obligations towards others. For example, the son's inheritance is double the share of the daughter's inheritance. Why? Because Islamically, the sons have a financial obligation towards other members of the family, including his sister, if she is in need, but the daughters have no financial obligations towards anyone except themselves. The father, for example, inherits more than the mother because the father has more of a financial obligation to other members of the family, such as his wife and his other children, but the mother does not have any financial obligations. So now you can already start to understand that there is a fairness system that's taken into consideration. Just mentioning that depending on the financial obligation of a person, the inheritance is increased for them.